What's something you wish to confess being anonymous on Reddit? My father went to prison for a year for possession of CP. Everyone knows, and somehow he has convinced everyone he's innocent. I have gone no contact with both my parents because of this. Now they're all saying I'm childish or overreacting. So many of my childhood memories are now tainted, and so much of my future has to change. And it's so weird to bring up to other people. How do I explain all this to my girlfriend's parents if they ask? How do I explain this to my mother's relatives in Sweden if they ask? If he had just owned up and apologized to everyone and served his time normally, I think it would be all right. Better than now anyway, but he just became a different person in prison and doubled down hard. Getting older sucks, but at least I know who he really is now. I've been thinking of offing myself since I was 12. I didn't know it was called suicide back then, but I would always say, I want to go home, even though I was at my house. My grandma was the first to know because she was there when I cried in my room while I repeatedly said, I want to go home. I didn't understand why I used that specific sentence before. I'm a Christian, and I just thought of it as going home with the Lord to be at peace. More than likely, I'll be killing myself before 30. I have fibromyalgia, so I'm in chronic pain and fatigue 24/7, but that is not the actual reason I am no longer able to see a future for myself, especially with me in it. Every aspect of my life has been ripped from me. My mom is sick more and more often. My dad's a basket case. I'll have no friends once I leave where I am now and I return home. No love life whatsoever, etc., etc. All I have to look forward to is my condition worsening and any and all things and people I love dying or going away. I'm just so tired. I have done my service, and all I have left to do is tie up loose ends and complete my med board. Then I am going home to nothing. I just don't know anymore. I want to graduate with a degree in architecture and become rich like the men in my family so that I can repay everything my mom has sacrificed for me. I want to be so wealthy that I can design a nice retirement house for her wherever she wants it to be, get her all the things she's ever wanted in life, and take her on lots of once-in-a-lifetime trips without her worrying about my financial situation because those expenses wouldn't make much of a dent in my wallet. Whatever she wants, I'll get it for her without batting an eye because I know it'll make her happy. And if she misses me while I'm at work, I can take time off whenever I want so that I can spend lots of time with her. She's such a wonderful person that I would forever regret becoming someone less of what she deserves. I don't get crushes on people. I enjoy women in porn, I guess, but I don't catch feelings for them in real life. I'm not gay either because I don't get crushes on dudes. It sucks when everyone around me has a partner and a sex life, and I'm not even interested when I look at people I should find hot. Like, I do, but not that much. Not enough to feel anything. Something has to be wrong with me. I'm 17, and I haven't dated anyone, kissed anyone, been interested in anyone. It's extremely lonely, and I often wonder if I'll ever find someone to spend my future with like a normal couple. I really hope my brain stops doing this because how come I want to date someone but can't even catch the feelings to be interested enough to ask? I really want to start hitting the gym and build my self-confidence, but I don't have enough self-confidence to go alone. I used to go with my old coworkers at our previous job, but life had us all split ways. And now I feel alone. That was for years ago. The few friends I've made since then aren't the gym-going type. I do try to work out at home, but it doesn't feel the same or as effective. I lose motivation because I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I constantly dream about losing weight and being skinny or fit, but my mental health is so bad that I fail every time I attempt to lose weight. I have an awful relationship with food, and the stress of my job has caused me to overeat constantly and put on at least 50 pounds in less than 2 years. I put out a public image of body confidence, but in reality, there are times I bawl in front of the mirror because I'm disgusted with what I see. I feel like somehow I've activated a condition that seems to doom me to become an incel. Ever since my family and I moved to our current home, I've been slowly degenerating into a disappointing mess. I chose online schooling to finish the few classes I had left in high school, but this has merely isolated me from my peers and left me feeling disconnected. I've been watching a lot of pornography recently and have lacked the desire or ability to converse casually with other people, though I can remain professional when speaking to, for instance, my manager. I am currently without a girlfriend, despite everyone I know having one. With college on the horizon this fall, I can't shake off this feeling of incoming failure. Despite my many attempts to stay productive and strong, none of my choices feel valuable, and I fear I may end up as a stay-at-home individual until I'm 40. I'm 18 currently, by the way. I can't discuss this with my family because they always respond in the same way. Quite honestly, I'm tired of carrying this fear around with me. It all leaves me feeling very hopeless. When I was 15, I brought my 16-year-old girlfriend home. My bed frame's weight limit was 200 pounds, so we couldn't do it on my bed. We did it on my parents' bed, which was a queen-sized bed, while my parents were out at work. Later that week, my mother found my girlfriend's hair in the room, and she somehow knew it wasn't hers. She confronted my dad about it, and they got into a huge fight. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. My dad just kept telling me my mom was acting crazy, and my mom wouldn't tell me what happened, just that my dad was a piece of shit. They got divorced shortly after. Almost 15 years later, I met my dad with his new family, etc. My mom got remarried as well. We reminisced about the old times, and he finally told me what really happened that day. My heart sank. I couldn't tell him the truth. I'll never forget the feeling. It was the worst feeling ever, like I couldn't describe it. It was my fault my parents got divorced. One of my worst intrusive thoughts is flashes of the rotting bodies of deceased family members. I hate the feeling of realizing they are just down there, alone, rotting away. I tried to convince myself of that hippie shit. It's a process of coming back to Earth. They're the Earth. But all I can think about when looking at my aunt's portraits is that she's just a skeleton wearing a white dress now. Fuck. I have a supportive family. I work my dream job. I have an amazing car and an amazing home, and I still feel no inner happiness or self-love. I've been trying to figure out how to love myself again and feel happy from the inside, but it's been so hard that I think I've accepted I'll always just be sad. Despite how hard I've worked for the life I have, and despite the amazing family I have, I've accepted I will never know how to feel happy within. It scares me at night. More than likely, I'll be killing myself before 30. I have fibromyalgia, so I'm in chronic pain and fatigue 24/7, but that is not the actual reason I am no longer able to see a future for myself, especially with me in it. Every aspect of my life has been ripped from me. My mom is sick more and more often. My dad's a basket case. I'll have no friends once I leave where I am now and return home. No love life whatsoever. Fic, FTC, all I have to look forward to is my condition worsening and any and all things and people I love dying or going away. I'm just so tired. I have done my service, and all I have left to do is tie up loose ends and complete my med board. Then I am going home to nothing. I just don't know anymore. I've had a swallowing disorder going on for years that I can't get over. I've had tests done on my brain and throat, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. But when I try to eat food, I just have a huge fear of choking. I still eat. It just takes me forever to do so. I'm completely fine with liquids. 2 theories as to why I have this. Both of these incidents took place really close to each other. First, I was eating a salad and accidentally swallowed a huge piece of lettuce that I failed to chew enough. I didn't choke, but it was the slowest swallow ever. I could feel it in my throat, just slowly moving down. It scared me so bad. The second was a botched suicide attempt, a failed hanging. I went to the hospital and got a brain scan and my throat looked at, and they said I was completely fine. I just want to eat normally again. The only time I can eat without being scared is when I'm drunk. I love eating when I'm drunk. I'll smash food in minutes that I'd otherwise be scared of eating sober. This isn't anonymous since I use the same name I use for everything else, and it's basically my legal name. But my best friend is coming to town later this month. He's a big fan of WoW, so I got him a silly gift, a Hearthstone keychain that I will tell him is attuned to my city so he always has a way back and is always welcome, etc. Also, if my mom is reading this, I don't know why she would be. I love you and miss you, and I will always pick up the phone if you ever decide to call. I have no way of letting you know, and I don't know if your mom ever lets you know, but I ask her to tell you and give you my number. I am a man of 37, and I was recently approached by a 17-year-old girl. Ordinarily, I would not notice any girl younger than 28, but I must admit, this girl was very attractive. Indeed, the legal age in New York is 17, but in the end, I declined her advances, thinking that there is nothing a 17-year-old girl can offer me that a mature woman can't, including having the same physical appeal. Moreover, I wouldn't be equipped to handle the disparity in maturity levels. It just doesn't add up. I believe I can find a mature woman with the same physical attributes without the immaturity of a childlike mind. So, you were high on weed and you drove to pick her up. That's not a smart move at all. You're driving a 19,731 kilograms projectile while having your daughter in the car, and both of you are high. What's wrong with this picture? What about if you were in an accident and someone got hurt? Time to stop that shit so you can be there for your daughter 100%. On a brighter note, great job of allowing your daughter to feel that liberated to call her parents if something is wrong. I feel nothing. Nothing excites me. I don't look forward to anything. I don't want to do anything work or hobbies. I used to love my job, my hobbies, and household work. Now, I just sit around waiting for night to come so that I can sleep to pastime. This has developing over the past for years. I am not going to kill myself, but I am looking forward to this being over. I take an SSRI and have tried no less than 5 other medications. I've also do plenty of counseling. I've spent a fortune on IV ketamine infusions. They seem to help me not get crazy low and dark. I just feel done. Like I have finished this quest, and I'm just waiting for the end, bored with everything. I can't think of literally any job that I would be happy doing for 40 hours a week or more. I have a career, and I'm successful in it, but I certainly don't enjoy it. Even dream jobs like being a zookeeper, working in forestry, owning a business, etc., pale in comparison to spending quality time with my wife doing things we enjoy. I had a dream job working in one of my passions, and instead of making the work enjoyable, it turned the passion into work and ruined it for me. I get depressed about this often, as it makes me feel lazy or like a loser because I'm not content in any career path. I don't want to spend my life doing any job, but of course, I will to provide for my family, and because I'm not someone who shuts down or gives up. I'm honestly scared of how much I like the person I'm currently seeing. I've been single for a long time, trying to get myself together after a couple of long-term relationships that both failed for various reasons. The theme they shared was that I was too depressed to be a good partner. Lately, I've been doing well, but I like this person I'm seeing so much that I'm terrified of getting so sad again that I bring him down, too. I'm taking all the steps I can to prevent or at least work through any future episodes, but the fear doesn't go away. It's been 2 years since I broke up with my ex, but when I heard from a mutual friend that she started seeing someone new, it still hurts a lot, and I don't know how to stop thinking about it. The problem is, I didn't care about her when I got to know she was pursuing someone, and he didn't pay her any attention. I actually enjoy it. I was happy when guys who weren't better than me approached her and broke her illusion that she was in a friend circle. But now that someone remotely as good as me is seeing her, for some reason, I can't let go of the feeling of jealousy, anger, and hatred. I am admittedly a lot more of a coward than I present myself as. I try to be stoic or confident because it's the image of myself I've needed in the past and feel socially obligated to maintain. Truth is, I'm fucking terrified and filled with anxiety most of the time. I feel like I can't show anyone who I really am because if they see the real me, they'll look down on me. I only really showed one person who I was, and that took years of trust building. Said person is probably the best friend I'll ever have, but we had a falling out. I just wish I could have them back in my life.